Hi. I'm the last guy before the break, so that's a good thing. My name is Mike Jennings. I'm going to talk a little bit about the future transportation, and this is Blue Sky Lancaster. I thought of an analogy. There's a software glitch, and Grubhub is delivering the food to you based on the size of your vehicle. So even if you're alone and you just want a pizza, you get a pizza for 8 because you have an SUV. Isn't that ridiculous? But that's what we do with our vehicles every single day. There's two information elements or assumptions that are going to shape my story. The first is that direct electric transportation from 100% renewable energy is the best by far. It's 80% efficient in total process energy from start to finish. The other is that critical technologies that are underpinning this story I'm going to tell you exist. They don't need to be developed much. There's a few that need a little more practice time. But there really is no blue sky thinking in Blue Sky Lancaster. And the worst, best thing that we could do would be to replace an internal combustion vehicle with an electric vehicle of the same configuration and do nothing to change the system that it operates in. We can build a better world if we embrace a new model and measure our success in new ways. Let's use efficiency, intelligence, spatial requirements, and social justice. Together, let's shift our perspective and imagine a new mental model for the transportation for Lancaster. I have to use my cards because I finished this at 3:30 this afternoon, okay? Blue Sky Lancaster. It's a beautiful day in Lancaster City. You open your door, you take a big deep breath, fresh air, and you check out your street. It's lush and green and beautiful. 65% of the pavement has been removed, so there's much more permeable surfaces for rainwater, covered with beautiful ground cover and trees. And this is beneficial because it reduces the peak summer heat temperature by 8 to 12 degrees. Your leaf pulls up, LHEEV, lightweight, hyper-efficient electric vehicle. It was summoned by you just before you left your house. This one's a 3-wheeler, 2-seater, level 5 autonomy. What that means is that no human interaction is actually required to drive it. It has a top speed of about 75 miles an hour with 150-mile range, and it gets the equivalent of a 200 miles per gallon efficiency. You're heading to a friend's house. You're going to have lunch, and then the group of you is going to head up to Hershey to see a solo performance by Keith Richards. Yeah, I know it's 2040, but some things never change. So on the way, you check your news feed, and you find an article about how the transportation system is now accessible to everyone, with cost adjusted based on income and guaranteed by the historic Freedom of Transportation Act. It's also a lot safer in many ways. Accidents have been reduced by more than 99%. And because the system is aware of the identity and number of passengers scheduled for each trip, your personalized mass transit is safer for everyone, especially women and children. The article covered the demolition and redevelopment of over 80% of the city's parking structures. Yeah, hey. Providing new housing, green space, and business opportunities for Lancaster City residents. The most important redevelopment was the creation of Lancaster's crown jewel, Central Park. It occupies the surface parking spaces between the Central Market on the east, the Ware Center on the west, King Street to the south, and it goes all the way up to the Historical Society to the north. It actually includes the footprint of the Prince Street parking garage, which has been demolished. And the development of Central Park resulted in the creation of 2 underground levels that are lightweight electric vehicle hubs, with the park sitting on top. And there's an example of this in Porto, Portugal. Really cool structure. So with autonomy and computers controlling the charging and deployment of these vehicles, nearly 100% of the garage space can be actively utilized, resulting in a capacity to charge, store, and maintain thousands of these lightweight vehicles. You think about how affordable your monthly subscription is and how nice it is not to maintain, insure, and especially in the city, try to park like in the past. Arriving at your friend's house, you jump out, your vehicle starts to pull away, and you see a little pod come up delivering some of Howard's food and some drinks. Well, we'll let them party. Let's check on our metrics. Okay, number 1, intelligence. It's totally lacking in our, whoops, hold on, I think I may have jumped the shark here. Efficiency. We emitted 2.2 million metric tons of carbon in 2018 from transportation in Lancaster County from burning oil or gas and diesel. It was 26% of the total county greenhouse emissions. Fuel costs, in addition, take $800 million out of our local economy. If we adopt an intelligent electrified system along these guidelines that I'm talking about, we can reduce emissions somewhere between 90 to 95%, with the best outcome in 2040 being carbon emissions of 62,000 tons compared to the 2.2 million. Let's go to intelligence. It's totally lacking in our systems. Your experience at stoplights comes to mind. And with no real-time active coordination with infrastructure, vehicle, and occupants. So level 5 autonomy, inexpensive sensors, and big data technology are the keys to evolving our entire transportation system, allowing vehicles to be redesigned safely into much lighter and much more efficient form factors, with the awareness built in always in 3D space. Space requirements. The US has 1 billion parking spaces, 4 for every car. Many towns devote 50 to 60% of their footprint of real estate to vehicles. Currently, 90% of our transportation dollars are spent just maintaining the existing system. It's the definition of unsustainable. By reducing vehicle size, we literally greenify our cities, improving air quality while sequestering carbon and reducing maintenance on the roads. Many new homes and businesses, like the Conservancy was talking about, could be constructed redeveloping the sea of asphalt around us, preserving farms and open spaces. And social justice. This intelligent and sustainable transportation system ensures the equitable treatment of all. It demolishes the economic and structural barriers that have plagued Americans of limited means, physical vulnerability, or disadvantaged by location or access. Well, Keith Richards is waiting, so after eating, your party jumps on their new transport, a sleek autonomous electric van carrying 10 people, with lounge seating, by the way. As they ride off, I would like to paraphrase that Stone song. You don't always know what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might get what you need. Cheers.